Welcome, everyone. This is Gwydion with RPG Frequencies typically, but today I'm here to officially kick off Solo RPG Day. So just to give you a little bit of understanding of the intention of Solo RPG Day is I wanted a day and a weekend to really shine the spotlight on all of the wonderful creators that are out there that I've found over the past roughly 12 to 18 months since I found this hobby. And just real briefly of my background, I played quite a bit of, or I shouldn't say quite a bit. I played a few sessions of AD&D way back in the day, and I loved it. But I never ended up really getting into tabletop role playing games when I was a teenager. But I found it again with Fantasy Grounds and some other virtual tabletops about probably in 2000 and see, probably about in 2012, maybe 2014. And I really enjoyed it. And I'd never been a DM before, and I started DMing some games, and I really ended up loving it a lot more than I expected. So I got into into the hobby, but then I got to the point. Oh, let's see. YouTube is having an issue. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Or maybe it is. Maybe it's just not recording. Well, I'm going to keep going. It looks like I'm live, so I am still seeing it live. So let's just keep going. So work and life got the better of me, and I ended up not being able to really find groups. So I found solo role-playing games. And I didn't realize just how pervasive the hobby was. There's, tactical solo RPGs, there's journaling solo RPG, there's solo games with tarot decks. It was really interesting to me as I dove deeper and deeper into the hobby. So again, I thought, what better way to celebrate than to kind of pick a day and bring everyone together. Now, unfortunately, I really had plans of this year being huge and having just a ton of content, ton of panels and what have you. And unfortunately, life got the better of me, and I got super busy at work and unfortunately just crushed there. And so I narrowed the scope quite a bit. But with the help of some other members of the community, I decided to go ahead and launch it just a little bit of a smaller scale this year. But I really do expect beginning next year, I expect to have a lot more panels and hopefully do a lot more promotion early on and get more volunteers. If there's one thing I would do different and better, it would be to reach out to the community much earlier on. And lesson learned, I'll certainly do that. But I do want to give a couple shout outs before I kind of dive into a little bit of what we've built on Discord and the community we built there, and tell you just a little bit about what is upcoming this weekend. So first, thanks to Ragamancer's. He did a video drop today. So I appreciate him participating in Solo RPG Day. I dropped one earlier today on playingcards.io. That's I would call it a virtual tabletop, but I put a number of solo games in that, and I really enjoy it. So if that's something that's of interest to you, I would encourage you to check it out. And then I want to thank some of the folks that really encouraged me to keep going when life got a little bit busy for me, and just to narrow things down a bit, and also really help me with the website. So I'll start with, I hope I pronounced this right. I've been practicing this, but Imeutsugi, who they really helped me with this website build that I'm showing you on the screen right now. So there is a website for us. There's a video to kick off, a little bit more information, and we have a few links that are active. And my intention is to keep building this really over the year. I want this to be a day, an event, October 1st, for obvious reasons. The numbers seem to make sense to me, that date. But in addition, the Discord I plan on keeping active, hopefully all year, as a way for solo creators and influencers, YouTubers to have a place if they want to talk solo games. So two other people I will mention, and there are so many, so I do appreciate everyone that helped me. But Raven, when I was feeling pretty down and felt like this wasn't going to take off, Raven encouraged me to get a website out on Solo RPG Day, get people to start talking about it, get members in the community to join, and that's been great. So I really appreciate her pushing me there. And then again, I hope I pronounced this right, but Astralith, she is someone that really helped me with the marketing, the creative, some of, even some of the logos. Our logo that you see here in the top left of the screen was done by Waclaw Games, the creator of Doom Pilgrim, and I purchased a number of things from him, and I love his work. So enough about all that intro. Let me show you, I want to get into the Discord channel, and I want to show you a bit kind of what we've done here. So there are a lot of different channels in here, and a lot of things that we've tried to do to, again, encourage people to engage. We do have an event calendar, pretty small right now, but I will touch on these right now. Obviously, we're live with the Solo RPG Day kickoff stream. We also, and I'm going to go into this in a bit, so I'll save this, but we do have a great panel discussion coming on Saturday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, so hold that thought. I do want to get back into that. Something I'm really excited about. But as you look at the channels we have, and I'll drop a link and make sure that's in the replay video on YouTube. But if you look at our crowdfunding channel, there's a ton of current crowdfunding that is going on for the Solo community. And again, I think this one, I believe Hime Utsugi is the one who helped me create this and added a ton of different Kickstarters that I wasn't aware of. But I did back Grimscar, really excited about that. And they just launched and just closed, I believe, their Bestiary and expansion. And that's a really fun game. I've really enjoyed playing it so far. Alex T with Blackoath, who's one of my favorite creators, super nice guy. I'm engaged with his Discord constantly. I would encourage you to check it out. Here's another one by Hime Utsugi, What's My Foundation? They posted this one and just a lot more. I'm not familiar with all of these, but I am fascinated by some of the tarot games. So I do definitely, my oldest daughter loves tarot, and it's something that I'm interested in learning more about and playing more. I've done some journaling games like the Lighthouse at the End of the World. I really, really enjoyed that by Bannerless Games. Again, Hime Utsugi had a live stream of that. A number of people have done some live streams of Lighthouse at the End of the World. I thought that was really well done. So anyway, a lot of different crowdfunding items that are out there or launches right now. We have sections for system or game designer. So if you can read this, I know it's probably a little small on the screen, but I'll kind of click on some of these. I won't highlight all of them. And I would encourage you to come to the website, come to the Discord and take a look. But we've done a little bit of preceding of information. So Archmage Press it's a company that did the Domain of the Deathless King, so a 5e solo game. So I would encourage you to take a look at that. There's some videos. As I'm finding videos or blogs or reviews, I'm going to try to keep populating these channels. And my goal with this is not to take away from Discord channels or blogs or other socials for these solo game creators, but it's really to get folks to know who's out there. There are so many great folks out there that are creating these games. So I really want a place for people to just start to learn who they are. So this will be a little bit of a kind of an inch deep. There'll be a few things on here. There'll be links to where I can find them, Discords, there'll be links to videos, and hopefully we'll get some of the creators coming in here and talking themselves in some of these channels. Ari at Paradoxport, this is something I backed called Just Roll With It. And by the way, whoever's watching now or watching in the replay, Ari is really interested in doing a panel or a live stream on role-playing games and mental health. And I've been trying to get some interest in Solo RPG Day Discord. We do have a looking for group, a discussion on that, but I'm as committed as I can be so far this weekend with a number of things going on. So I'm hopeful that if others find that topic interesting and want to connect with Ari, I'd love to see a live stream or some type of recorded video come out talking about both role-playing games and also mental health, two things that are super important to me. Bannerless games, I did touch on them earlier, but if you go, and I've done these links in a number of places, but if you don't know about it, itch.io is a wonderful place to go to look for content. And Bannerless Games has a number, Bannerless Games has a number of games out. I put one of my playthroughs of Lighthouse at the End of the World, but I also found one by the Lore Mistress that I thought was really good. The very first one I ever found was by the Black Dragon Dungeon Company. So there are a number of videos out there if you're interested in more of a journaling game. Blackoath Entertainment, and anybody who knows me and my RPG Frequency channel, and if you look there, I love Blackoath Entertainment. So it's no secret, Alex T is, in my opinion, one of the most prolific authors, game designers out there. And I love the fact that he engages with his community so much. Yes, it is Solo RPG Day. Thanks for the post. But I love engaging with him on his channel. So I would encourage you to go to his Discord. He is so active, one of the most active creators that I know of. He did just launch, I think it just closed. I'm almost sure it just closed, but a Kickstarter called Choir of Flesh. And I'm super excited about that. I did grow up, went to a Catholic high school, and for some reason I have a weird fascination with horror movies like The Nun or The Conjuring, and Choir of Flesh looks right up my alley. So another great game designer. Some of these folks I'm not too familiar with, but I've come across them, and they seem to have some really interesting games that are out there and interesting people that follow them or do interviews with them. But Anna Blackwell is someone I found I'm really encouraged to look at some of the games that creator has created. Blinking Birch Games. I hope I'm saying this right. I believe this is Samantha Lee, and I have been going back and forth via email with Samantha, and I'm fascinated, and I really want to look more at this game, Anamnesis. Another one that I've heard a lot about, but haven't had the opportunity to play. Cesar Capical, I stumbled across him. I'm stealing Lone Adventure's tagline, but I've stumbled across his games and his videos. But he makes games like the Wraith Hound. He makes Everspark is a really cool game, I would say, to check out. And I've used his supplement for solo games called Random Realities. Really cool. And there's so many emulators out there, and I'm going to try to touch on them if I can get there. But we do have Wordmill Games. Tana Pigeon is listed in here, as well as the Plot Unfolding Machine, Jensen Bars. And those are awesome resources as well. Crowheart Games, again, we touched on Grimscar. Encourage you to check this one out. DR Games, Toby Lancaster. He's again one of the first creators I found, and I engaged with Toby. He was kind enough to let me put the first level of 2D6 dungeons into Fantasy Grounds for free. And I also did some things with the Sojor VTT, another solo game. And I try to do whenever I can. I try to create these modules, if you will, with the permission of the author, and I try to release them for free. There's some things on Fantasy Grounds I have where I do get paid for modules, but for the most part, I just want to get more interest in what I think is just a wonderful hobby. All right, I should probably do maybe one or two more. It's hard to stop, though, because I love all of these. Exuent Press has a number of really, really cool games. 11th Beast, Lone Adventure has played through. I've played through. I played through Caveat Emptor. Holland, I did one session. I have a bad habit of starting a session, getting too busy, and just doing one session, and I have to break that habit, so I play these all the way through. All right, I'm only going to touch on a few others that I know. Some of the others I'm going to leave for your discovery. Juan Diaz Bustamante, he kickstarted the game called Morkin, a Lords of Midnight solo adventure. It's got a wonderful black book. It's done in black pages with white lettering, and I have a few games like that or books like that, including The Darkest House, which I love that offset, and it looks really cool. And I did see that I think Tabletop Engineer is doing some solo playthroughs of Morkin, which is awesome. Ojai Games, the one that's showing here is Carnifex. but I know him from Crypts of Obscurum, and he also did a Kickstarter that was an expansion of Crypts of Obscurum. I would encourage you to check that out. The Wanderer, Shadowed Realm by Cody, I believe it's Cody Barr. Really fun game. I haven't played it as much as I'd like, but I did do a detailed walkthrough, and I did do session 1, and it was really fun. It's kind of a legacy adventure game where even if you die, and you can play again, and you can actually then discover yourself or find yourself. It's a really cool. I'm sure there's other games that do it, but I've not seen games like that. Jensen Vars, another super prolific creator, and I've used Poom Companion quite a bit. I'm trying to do a playthrough of the initial adventure for Dragonbane, not Into the Breach, but the initial. I apologize, can't remember the name, but it's something around the Emperor, and it's part of the initial set that you get if you buy the Dragonbane set. Trying not to say starter set because I don't know if that is technically a starter set, but I've been using Plot Unfolding Machine or Poom Companion to play that, and it's been going really well. I've only done one session, but really enjoyed it. All right, Waclaw Trayer. I love his art, and I mentioned this at the beginning, but for anybody who's popped in later or watching this on YouTube after the fact, Waclaw Trayer makes just amazing art. He's the author, creator of Doom Pilgrim, which I think I own pretty much every supplement involved with Doom Pilgrim, and it's just amazing. I love the cards. I've put that into playingcards.io as well, and I play Doom Pilgrim kind of on the fly, so I don't really need to have the card deck, but I love the cards and I love the art. He also did the design for Solo RPG Day, and I bought some other art. Actually, the background of many of my videos is kind of a lone adventure on horseback called Brave Rider, and I purchased that piece of art for him because I just loved it. All right, last one, kind of pigeon with the Mythic emulator, and I think many of you have probably been using Mythic Game Master emulator for a lot longer than I've been involved in solo RPGs. It's something that is such a staple, and it's a wonderful tool, wonderful mechanic. And I know she has all kinds of zines and things that dive even deeper into the GM Mythic emulator. I know a second edition came out. It may be a couple of years now, but I purchased it. I still want to spend more time using it, but just someone that's, I think, known as one of the first individuals that created something like this. And you can see by virtue of how many members that are in the Mythic Game Master emulator Discord, how many are out there. Ton of content creators. And again, I'm just going to scan through these. I'd love for you to come check these out. I've said the name a few times, but Hime Utsugi, Man Alone, Folio. I know they just came into the channel, and I think they created a new game, or maybe played a new game called Far Sickness Landing. I apologize. I think they must have created that. And yeah, I'm interested in checking that out. People know Man Alone, Manila PC Gaming, Lone Adventure, Lone Horizon, Solitary RPG, The Quiet Table, Elizabeth is awesome, Tale of the Manicore. There's just so many people that I'm hoping really spend time in this Discord server. And then we're going to have, I put in a number of virtual tabletops because there's so many. I wanted to at least have a place for people to talk about those VTTs if they want, and audio. Anyone that knows me, that's kind of what got me into doing streaming. I wanted to help people with how to bring audio into their tabletop games. So I've done a lot with Sirenscape, tabletop audio. Monument Studios has done a wonderful job. They now have a Discord bot that ties into their Fantasy Plus players, which is amazing. I've heard great things about Bardi AI, Dark Fantasy Studios. I own a number of their audio, Kinku FM. Anyone who's tried to bring in multiple different audio sources and stream, that's done by the creators of Albert Rodeo. Another great tool. Opus is utilized by someone named Michael Gelfi, who has a wonderful list of audio tracks, as well as Plate Mail Games. Wes, and I'm going to forget his last name, Wes Otis, I believe, but I've purchased so many of his fantasy tracks. They're awesome. And you can see some others, Pocket Bard and Soundtail. That's enough reading from our Discord channel, but I'd really encourage you to come in and be in this all year. I mean, we're going to have some events this weekend. It'll be smaller this year, but I'd really love to have this be a place for folks to talk solo games. And then we'll have our day, our weekend once a year where we can go a little bit crazy. But I hope people really find this useful. All right, let's go just to a couple other things I'm going to mention. I'll keep this stream relatively short, but I really want to touch on the event that's coming up on Saturday, October 4th, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And again, you can come to the Discord server. You can flag your interest in it. But the only thing I'm going to be doing is really being the moderator or the host. But I'm going to host a discussion with Toby Lancaster of DR Games. You'll know him from 2D6 Dungeon, and he's done Rad Zone. There's so many other games he's done, but I've bought virtually everything I can related to 2D6 Dungeon. And he's wrapping up the delivery of his Kickstarter for 2D6 Legendary Dungeon. I can't wait for that to come out. And Toby's just an all-around amazing guy. And another person that just constantly cranks out games. And Alex T, Blackoath Entertainment. Alex has done, I showed you Choir of Flesh, which is a new Kickstarter, but he's also done Carnathalis, which got huge pickup in the solo community. And so many people talk about it and love that game. Very crunchy. Alex doesn't do super light games, at least from what I've seen. And I love that. I love the crunch, the mechanics that he puts in. And he's written so many games. Sacrifice and Sacrifice 2E will be coming out. Rift Breakers, I could go on and on, but he has a great website. And then finally, I'm super excited to announce that Daniel from the Dungeon Dive. I've followed him for so many years. Folks like him, Geek Gamers, Lone Adventure, those are the folks that really got me interested in solo RPGs and got me to realize that it's a great hobby. And even if I couldn't get a group in to GM with or DM, and I could still have some fun solo adventures. So again, for me, Solo RPG Day and the tagline I came up with others in the community, venture alone, discover together. The concept being, yes, these are solo games, but I think we can all talk about them and share our experiences and hopefully build a community that we can all be excited about and proud of. All right, I think the last thing I'm going to touch on, and I'll probably call it, is the itch.io site. And I'm sure a lot of you know this. It's not like I'm saying anything brand new, but I will drop this link in, and I've tagged Solo RPG. And in this case, I tagged free. And my only point of doing that is there are so many games out there. If you want to just get a little taste, or you're not sure if you want to do solo games, but you want to start looking at it, there are so many you can download for either pay what you want or free games just as a starting point. So I would really encourage you to look at itch.io. I own, and I guess I'm not embarrassed to show you everything I own, but if I can get in here and see my library, maybe. Yeah, I feel like I own, oh yeah, it goes to the right, but Dungeon Map Maker, The Wanderer is awesome. Lighthouse, The End of the World, Obscure. That's not so much solo. But it's a great game. I have run it solo though, which was a lot of fun. Plume Companion, and there's just so many of these. The Wanderer, Lost Air, which was an expansion of the original Wanderer. Anyway, that's for just more for research for all of you who are looking for games. So I think that's it. I wanted to do just kind of a short stream, explain that, look, this year really wanted to do more live stream, more playthroughs. I'm hoping to do at least another video drop or two if I can, for maybe Friday evening or for Saturday. But really excited to have gotten together some really awesome game creators and Daniel from the Dungeon Dive. So I'm really looking forward to that discussion. If anybody wants to run an event, drop into the Discord channel. Again, I'll drop a link here, and go ahead and drop your own videos. Anything that's solo related, you can come in here and I'd love to promote it. It's all about getting more exposure to all the creators that are out there. I've only hit the surface, I think, of the kind of creators that are out there. There's so many more. So I hope you found this useful. I hope you are at least encouraged for the first year of Solo RPG Day, and I'm really hoping this becomes something a few years from now that may not be so much me being the one driving it. It's just going to be community driven. I really believe that can happen, and I believe there are so many people that are into this hobby that I think this can grow into something special. Enough for me rambling. Have a great evening, morning, afternoon, everyone, and I hope to see you around the Discord channel server, and I hope to talk to all of you. So thanks everyone for stopping by, and drop me a note, drop a like, comment, question if you have any, and I hope to see you.